Salve, salve moçada, eu sou o Show dos Pampas. Estamos de volta aqui nas missões do Reinado do Aço. A gente vai agora fazer a missão Acontecimento Repentino. A gente já encontrou a Márcia, trouxemos ela de volta. E vamos levar o que a gente encontrou pra Paladina Ramandi. Cadê ela?
Understand your frustration, Mr. Knapp. Finding everyone that has gone missing is my top priority. But we need more evidence before we can act.
Evidence? Well, what more do you need, huh? Are you saying my Cassie is a liar?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Initiate. Excellent timing. There's something we should discuss. Mr. Knapp here has come to us with another missing persons case.
My niece Cassie. Cassie Holloway. She paid some caravan and folk to help her travel here from out west. Sent me some letters just before she set out. Them letters arrived just fine, but she didn't. I went and spoke with them caravanners, and they tell me that my Cassie never set out with them at all. Those, Blue Mountain,
The Blue Ridge Caravan Company. Really? This letter said they would acquire more people from Blue Ridge? Interesting. This is the first real lead we've found, and it connects directly with what Mr. Knapp is reporting. I actually had my own suspicions about the organization, but this information certainly tips the scales.
O que te fez
I've made
suspeitar?
several
Conta pra mim.
attempts to contact the Blue Ridge Caravan Company in hopes of trading supplies. They turned me down. Every time. I understand that the Brotherhood can be an intimidating presence, and the West Virginia chapter didn't exactly leave behind a shining legacy, but I think we've shown we have Appalachia's safety and security at heart. Yet they remain unwilling to even speak. I find it suspicious. During our travels, we found that a caravan group was just as often a cover for slavers and raiders, the friendly guys for rural towns. I didn't suspect
os escravagistas de novo.
first, but their repeated refusal to talk, Mr. Knapp's story, and this letter are simply too much to ignore.
De fato.
We need to investigate this Blue Ridge Caravan Company immediately. Well, they have an office at the west end of the Big Bend Tunnel. Initiate. I'd like you to meet me there. But try not to attract too much attention either. If they realize we're in the Brotherhood, they may clam up. That's right. Fort Atlas is secure for the time being, and with Shin out of commission, I'd like to step in and do my part. This is the strongest lead by far. The two of us need to act quickly if we hope to safely return those that went missing.
Beleza.
Thank you, Initiate. Ad Victorium.
Ad Victorium. Ah, esses aqueles caras que ficam aqui embaixo. Esses caras. Ela tá disfarçada e eu tô de Power Armor, né?
Power armor. Jeez, you sure know how to make an entrance, eh, buddy? I believe I asked you to keep a low profile, Initiate. Mean friend? Huh. Don't get too used to that. But listen, I was hoping we could talk for a few minutes before we head upstairs. Let me buy you a drink. What do you say? Oh, cut the crap. I'm being real here. There's some things we need to hash out. Come on, pull up a stool. Great. Take a seat.
Tá bom, deixa eu tirar minha armadura aqui, senão ela vai ficar me enchendo o saco que eu tô de armadura. Até porque eu não ia conseguir sentar no banquinho de armadura, né?
Oh boy, a customer! What can I get for you? Neat. Well, you sure as shit ain't getting it on the rocks. Okay, here you go. Enjoy.
Huh. A fine choice. Salomati, my friend. Alan Connors. That's right. Dear, dear friend. The two of us were from the same unit in the National Guard. Alan had been my
Ah, ela era da Guarda Nacional.
every storm I weathered. We survived the bombs together, joined the Brotherhood together. He was more than my right hand. He was really a lifelong companion. I'd never really considered a world
Ah,
companion.
ele era teu casinho.
Not just to me either. To both Valdez and Shin. He was like a big brother. Even a father. He was always there for them. That's the part that gets to me. He was an important person to damn near everyone. It's what makes his absence hurt even more. Indeed. He was the bedrock of this team. And things were never the same with Shin from then on. When we lost Alan, Shin stepped up to take on many of his responsibilities. He was on top of the grief. That must have been a lot to handle. It led him to fall back on what he knows. On rules and doctrine. He doesn't trust anyone else to help him see beyond that. Not like he trusted Alan. And because of me, because of a call I made, we all lost him. I know Shin will never forgive me for it.
É verdade, ele ficou putaço.
No. I was the commanding officer. Blame starts at the top. That's one subject the two of us agree on, even if he doesn't realize it.
Verdade.
Thank you for hearing me out. It's an honor to pass on his story. He deserves that and so much more. That's interesting phrasing. Join. Never really thought about it that way. I was already in the National Guard, helping people, maintaining peace. That was my life. The Brotherhood didn't feel like a new organization. It felt like regrouping with my people. A return to form. Maybe some ranks and verbiage changed, but the heart of it was there. I'm not sure I even gave it a second thought. No, I don't think it's quite as simple as a bait and switch. When the founders started out, I genuinely believe they were fueled by a desire to protect people from the horrors of the old world. But change them. Paid too much attention to what they did and how, but lost sight of why. The people. Sometimes I...
Faz sentido.
No. I'm certain that I was selected for this mission in order to remove my perspective and influence. The Elders saw my pull and experience as a threat and knew I would never align with their goals. What better way to prevent my mission than to send me packing on a cross-country venture? I often wonder if they ever expected me to report in at all. Make it here alive. Joke's on them, I guess.
Boa.
I think that's a fine idea. To whom? Thoughtful, but I can't accept. How about to you, Initiate? A harbinger of change and a force to be reckoned with. Besalamati. Now, on to business. Let's head upstairs.
Bora.
We're just a pair of
E
friendly
alguém...
traders looking for potential business.
Attention, citizens. Nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience.
Ah, lá na besta gigante.
I'm afraid my
Miss
calendar is
Mayfield.
all out of
My
room
name
for
is
idle
Layla.
chatter,
I made an
dear.
appointment to speak with you.
Please, Joanna is just fine, dear. And while all this cloak and dagger hubbub is flattering, why don't we cut to the chase, Paladin Romani?
Well, that was short-lived. Okay, Joanna. It appears I underestimated you.
And looky there. You've got one of these famous vault dwellers in tow. Oh, and I know
Ah, Luca sabe até
this
quem eu sou.
made a splash around here. Hey, when are you planning to put some of that skill to caravans?
I'd appreciate if the job offers were saved for later. We're here on pressing business.
Okay, Paladin. Down to brass tacks, then. It's not an accident that I finally opted to meet with you, after hard to get for so long. We know you're interested in the folks that have gone missing. We are too. Been looking into it for a spell now.
Uhum.
Plain and simple. I wanted to handle this internally. I didn't want news of this stirring up a panic, maybe causing the perpetrators to flee. Our client paid us for safe transport, and we failed them. It was our responsibility to solve it, discreetly. I'm sure you can appreciate that. As for deceiving Mr. Knapp, well, I dislike fibbing. But sometimes you've got to play your cards close to your chest, especially when lives are at stake.
Tá, faz sentido.
I don't buy it. Sounds more like you were trying to prevent future clients from being scared off. It makes me wonder if this sudden cooperation isn't in the interest of helping others. Maybe you've just been caught.
I'd be offended by these accusations if it didn't weave such a fascinating story. Are you planning to sell that as a dime novel? Well, if you're wondering why my organization would choose to dodge your calls, examine the attitude with which you've started this conversation. This pseudo-authority you're flaunting is exactly the type of oppression and regulation that my free enterprise can do without.
Ah,
Pray tell, is that, darling?
We found correspondence from our suspects claiming they were acquiring people from Blue Ridge. It seems to me that your company has been transporting people in a different way than you've advertised. And involuntarily at that.
We've always been upfront and honest with this venture. The routes are dangerous, and our Brahmin sure as hell don't smell like roses. Everyone who works with us gets the straight truth. And I certainly don't take too kindly to what you're implying. I could stand here and deny your allegations every which way to Sunday. But I know you won't just take my word for it. So if you've got some hard evidence to prove my people were involved in this little scheme, show it. Otherwise, this letter of yours sounds more like we're the target, not co-conspirators.
pode até ser também.
All right. That's fine by me.
Right now, the most important thing is finding everyone that has gone missing and returning them home. Being upfront with your involvement in this now will be looked upon favorably, because we're not stopping until this is solved and they are safe.
Slow down, Paladin. This is not an admission of guilt or an attempt to weasel out of responsibility. We are just as concerned about these folk as you. We're willing to cooperate in hopes of saving lives, nothing else. And if you're hoping I'm about to spill the beans on some secret abduction scheme, you're out of luck. We have the same goals as you in this.
Honeyed words.
Tá bom.
We should proceed. What can you tell us about the people that went missing from your caravan?
Better to just let you take a look for yourselves. Ares! Come on in here!
This guy looks like some kind of guard. Probably armed. Don't take your eye off him, Initiate. Thanks. It's good to follow your instincts. They rarely steer me wrong.
You rang, boss?
Harper's Ferry, the train tunnel. Mind showing our guests the route?
Oh, crap. You really want to go back there?
That was exactly my thinking, Ares. Head on over to that tunnel and show this duo of detectives the scene of the crime. Does that sound amenable to y'all?
The train tunnel itself isn't so important, but underneath is a top-secret gas pipeline running all the way out of the region. It's a pretty discreet route. Safe too, comparatively. Except, the most recent trip. Well, the last known whereabouts of one of our caravans. They set up camp there, but come morning, the entire place was abandoned. It was a big group, maybe around 15, including our own guard.
You've lost that
Caramba.
many people? And we're only just now hearing about this.
That's on me. I chose to keep this off the books. May be a bad call, but let's save examining hindsight for when we've gotten to the bottom of this.
Okie dokie, I'll meet you there. It's the big fancy train tunnel, just east of Harper's Ferry.
Now, time is money, and I've burned a bottle and plant worth of caps chatting with you two. So if you don't mind, please direct any further inquiries to my masked associate.
Fine. But after reviewing the evidence, I plan to revisit Blue Ridge's involvement in this matter.
By all means. If you find something that gets us answers, we can talk till the Brahmin come home.
Tá, às vezes os caras não tem nada de errado mesmo, é só... É só a paladina que tá pistola.
Let's regroup at the Harper's Ferry train tunnel. Safe travels.
Tá bom. Cadê o túnel do Harper's Ferry? Tá lá embaixo. Ah, eu não conheço esse lugar. Ah, essa região saudável aqui. Ó, tem um maluco ali.
Don't like the fog. And even just a mist makes it harder to see. If you don't look close enough, you'll miss what you're looking for.
Tá bom, vamos por aqui então. Comunicador avançado é esse aqui. Chave de reparo, tá ligado. Cartucho. Fuzil de precisão de combate, mas né, deixa eu ver isso daí. Veio de ouro. Cobre. Cobre. Caramba, tem minério pra caramba aqui. Ui! Free State. Por que ela tá sem Power Armor?
That area's further dimension effort I need him. We don't have him for the time being, but it will be wise to keep an eye on him. As I mentioned before, this isn't my first time dealing with a caravan group like this. More than once, we discovered that slavers had been using the guise of a caravan. Blue Ridge using a dark corner like this for their operations only raises my suspicions. I cannot overlook the similarities.
Isso é
All
verdade.
right, you take point. Guns at the ready. I spotted some feral bulls earlier.
Qual que é esse aqui? Destruidor de lesma. Esse é o fuzil, não, esse aqui eu quero o outro. Bem que eu posso usar minha 12, né? Fala pra caramba de 12. Apostila, caneta, bilhete de guarda. Tem coisa errada aqui nesse lugar. Sai, mulher, deixa eu passar. Putz, nos ventilador industrial.
Well, hello there. The spot we're looking for is further in the facility. There's a trick to getting in. Give me one shake of a lamb squatch's tail to get it open. Let's see, 30 days past September, carry the 2.
Is this for real?
And here, it's just a little further ahead. Please, after you.
Fine. But don't think we aren't keeping an eye on you.
I can't blame you. I know I'm a real looker.
Ah, o que os caras têm aqui embaixo? Pegar as bandejinhas de refeição, né? De alumínio. Ah, aqui vai estar cheio desses carinhas. Se for o lugar que eu tô pensando aqui. Ah, jaqueta da Valtec. Ah, deixa eu tomar um Radex. Ah não, tem nos socorros aqui. Tá, deixa eu ver. De 12. Se tiver vários, eu vou usar um lança-chama neles. Interessante. Incidente interno. Um incidente trouxe fogos de artifício de baixa qualidade. RH da baixe. Bom, que era essa linha do chefe, então. Traje sujo. O que tem do outro lado dessa porta? Ah, vários. Sabia. Só consigo pegar, não consigo tomar direto. Tomar um radio away? Peraí.
Okay, the camp's just past this door here. I'll get it open. And that's bad. Oh, that's very bad.
What's the holdup?
You're not gonna like this. Follow me. Welcome to the 9th Circle of Hell. First, the good news. It's bring your own paramilitary night, so the paladin drinks for free. Bad news is that I can't unseal that door. Here's the quick version. Clever little me locks that door by setting off a bogus gas leak alarm. But it looks like in order to lift the lockdown, you need to verify there's actually no gas leak. The door is real picky like that. We ferried a lot of people through these tunnels. Didn't want any of our former clients trying to use it. Not for business reasons or anything. We just didn't want anyone else going missing down here. Oh, I'd love to, but there's a little problem. If you'll cast your steely gaze to the left, you'll see a massive, impenetrable wall of strangler vines. To verify there's no gas leak, we need to get to the pump room. One guess where the pump room is located. That's the tricky part. There were some engineers living down here well after the bombs fell. Looks like they lasted a few years even. Which means they had a way of fighting back the vines. Maybe start by looking for how they did that. I snooped around a bit when I first recommended the route to Joanna. There's some offices that were clearly being used as bunks for a while. Not sure what happened to them. It almost looks like they just dropped dead on the spot. That's not a bad omen, is it? I don't know. They're all over this region, though. Hard as hell to cut, and they grow like they hold a grudge. In a past life, I used to work with these pencil-pushing sociopaths in suits. Well, not at this facility, but I was in the know about their various nefarious dealings in the region.
Então tu sabia o que estava acontecendo aqui, então.
I'll just skulk here in the corner in case another way of opening this door comes to mind. Let me know if you have any luck. Try not to die a terrible death.
This sounds like a very contrived way of getting us killed. Stay sharp, Initiate. Initiate, look there, behind that gate. Seems like some kind of thrown-together lab. Do you suppose they were making something to deal with the vines? I think I see some kind of chemical on the ground there.
Ordem de safety.
We need to find a way to unlock this door. Sound of it, they wrote the numbering system down so they wouldn't need to remember it. Must be around here somewhere.
Essas videiras estão fazendo a gente ficando aqui embaixo. Cada dia parece estar mais forte. Já não. Ainda mais para cortar elas. O Mel disse que está tendo algum negócio para enfraquecer essas. Pessoalmente, acho que é a lata dele. Meus aí funcionam. Diga adeus, Dr. Owen Woodade. Deu lá uma persona. Fácil de lembrar, né? Então, A é 26 e o Z é 1. É o contrário. Não tô muito bem. Eu tô vendo uns bichinhos legais caminhando por aí. Continuamos aqui embaixo. Decidimos parar de mudar a senha semana. Daqui em diante a senha será. Vou pensar nesse porquê.
Open sesame seed, eh? I've always been more of an everything bagel person. Looks like we'll need more than just a password to get through. Some kind of code for turning words into numbers, it seems. So, I guess we'll need to find a way to change.
Ah, olha que bom. Sesame. Então, provavelmente. Open é o terceiro ou 22. 4 letras. Esse aqui.
Well done, Initiate.
Ha!
Some impressive detective work. Let's have a look at this. Aha! My hunch was right. According to the label, they made an extremely potent herbicide. Judging from this container, it looks like it's meant to be dispersed into a larger system. No sprinklers in here, so dear Lord. The facility.
Nossa, a videira passou por dentro desse cara.
Explain the bodies out there, but why? They must have known this would happen. No time to dwell on that. Initiate, let's look for a station where we can access the water line. This is what we need to weaken the vines.
Tá, onde é que eu tenho que
Here we
ir?
go. This looks like it connects to the main water line. Let's talk next steps.
Tá bom.
I should be able to disperse the herbicide into the water line from here. I'm suspecting that the security system here won't appreciate that. Expect alarms. And the company that alarms tend to attract. Ready for a fight? Okay. Fingers crossed and guns at the ready. Let's take a look here. Okay. The chemical has started dispersing into the water systems. It's detected a foreign substance. Prepare for it to get noisy in here. Initiate, I'll need you to keep them off my back. At Victoria.
Gentinha saudável essa aqui.
Gotten through to about half the facility. Now, I'll need to reach the drainage system if we're going to affect the vines. Chemical is pumping throughout the entire water system now, including a cess pipe that was for disposing of unwanted chemicals. Well, one sleep.
Tá fodendo. Que cara de que vai ter super mutante por aqui.
Did you hear that? That doesn't sound like a feral ghoul to me. We should watch our backs in here.
Com certeza não é. Um bichinho saudável. Hum. Verificar a integridade das bombas.
Robotic entity? That's troubling. Be on the lookout.
O que os caras estavam fazendo aqui, mano? Isso aqui, caralho. Porra, desgrama. Caralho, o que essa coisa tá fazendo aqui embaixo?
Dressed up as a sheep? Whatever it was, it's dead, and we should be able to lift the lockdown. Let's get back to that terminal.
O que esse squat robótico tava fazendo aqui embaixo, cara?
And that's that. head back to Ares. If he has anything to do with all this.
Your boss looks like she's about to strangle me with one of those vines. Something happening there?
Ares, between the feral ghouls, the strangler vines, and that insane sheep robot, I've about reached my limit with this place. And your antics. I don't know if this is some kind of trap or elaborate cover-up, but we need to get through that door and get answers. Now!
Whoa, trap? Where's this coming from? Hold on. Did you say sheep robot? Like the Baba kind or the killer robot kind?
Ares, the door! Now! Please!
Okay, just give me a second. Yeesh.
Nearly there now. We're getting closer to the truth. I can feel it. Agreed.
Alright, let's see here. Login credentials, check. Terms of employments, yeah. Benefits enrollments expired, sure. And done. Trust me now? I'll even lead the way, so if you change your mind, it'll be easier to shoot me in the back.
Thank you for opening the door. But know that if we find anything linking you to this, you're still going to have to answer for it.
Add it to the catalog of questionable things I already have to answer for.
Ah, olha só o tamanho do lugar. Onde especificamente eu tenho que olhar aqui? Chefe de fábrica, comercializa, chegada confirmada, Vini. Folha de chá, fogo de artifício. Guardares. Confirmada. Kieran. Blackburn, C. Holloway, de tudo um pouco. Ok. Uma porta gigantesca. Só um segundo. Tá, vamos ver. Onde da Cassie? Só para esse ver enquanto usa a palavra de ponta cabeça. Ah, olha, um posto de gasolina onde o que vazio, que excursão empolgante, acabou. Eu vejo cheio de ouro, tem esse careca esquisito no nosso grupo. Doutor pervertido. Ah, tinha um tal de um médico.
Seems like you've been pretty thorough. Are you ready to discuss what you found? Excellent. I'll take what you've collected. Let me take a look at what you found. I just need a minute to review it all. Well, it seems like Cassie was indeed a part of this caravan group, but I think it'd be a good idea to step through the evidence together. I may have been assuming too much about Blue Ridge's involvement. I'd like to be on the same page. So where would you like to start? Indeed. It looks like we have a clear account of their last moments here. That was my take as well. Based on Cassie's description and the letter you found earlier, we can assume they were these Hellcat mercenaries. The total number of people infected, though, is staggering. Nearly 15 in this trip alone. Yes. I would... That's right. The storm forced them to bunk down. They were an extra large group, too, with only one guard. Sitting ducks. Right. The manifest. One name in particular really stood out to me. Did you notice it? That's right. Dr. Blackburn. Not only was he present on multiple trips, but Cassie makes mention of him speaking with the armed strangers. Likely these Hellcat mercenaries you've dealt with. I imagine Dr. Blackburn was the one employing them. I knew the name was familiar. I had read it in Shin's report of your very first assignment with us. Think back, Initiate. Do you recall why Dr. Blackburn had been seeking our assistance? No, that was Mr. Hockman. Dr. Blackburn was the one who had been performing experiments to help the people of the wasteland. I had thought it sounded too good to be true.
Ah, aquele filho da puta, lembrei.
Still,
De óculos.
could he be kidnapping people? To what end? Indeed we do. Dr. Blackburn was hiring these Hellcat mercenaries to kidnap people from this route. It would appear they were cautious at first, but took advantage of a radstorm to steal away an entire group. An unfortunate end, but there's still hope of finding them. The only thing left is to report back our findings and determine Blackburn's location. You were an excellent partner in this, Initiate. This has been a humbling experience. I do believe we make a pretty great team. I know you do, Initiate. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm a bit ashamed of how quick I was to jump to conclusions on this matter. It's something I know I need to change. But even still, I'm thankful that you continue to place your trust in me. Anyway, we should get back to Atlas and report what we found. If we can determine where Blackburn took this group, we may be able to track down Cassie, and perhaps countless others. I'll meet you there. Good work, Initiate. Ares, I owe you an apology. My rash behavior was unfitting of my position, and frankly, unfair to you.
Water under the bridge. All of my best friendships start with misplaced suspicion of mass kidnapping.
I will take your word for it. I am sorry either way.
If you really want to make it up to me, I've heard you guys have some killer rocket launchers to spare.
Absolutely not.
Todo mundo que lança foguete, cara. Beleza, moçada? Acho que a gente terminou a missão. Já vamos começar a outra, que é a Consciência Tranquila. Eu sou o Chihuahua dos Pampas. Eu vou ficando por aqui. E nos vemos no próximo vídeo. Se você gostou, espalhe a palavra. Deixa um comentário, ou um like ou dislike. E eu vou ficando por aqui. Valeu, falou!